I have spent the last 5 years of my life immersing myself in finance and money, putting myself through a massive financial boot camp. One of the most life-changing skills that I've learned is getting a grip on my spending, finding my bad habits, and stamping them out. So in this video, I'm going to show 5 of the most common bad spending habits and how they might be holding you back, along with a couple of tips on maybe how to break them. The first bad habit is paying yourself last. As much as Robert Kiyosaki is a bit of a douche, he actually wrote a pretty good book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. In the book, he describes 2 ways that people pay their bills each month. The first way is the poor way, paying yourself last. When your paycheck comes in each month, you'll pay your rent, your food, your car first, and then you'll probably have a bit of a party. And with what's left over, if there's anything, you'll try and save that. This is usually very inconsistent and completely different amounts each month. There's no structure, nothing. It will also often lead to you having to dip into your savings when you shouldn't be. The other way is the rich way. Pay yourself first. This is kind of what I do. At the start of each month, I will pay myself around £1,000 that will go straight into my savings. With whatever's left, I will learn to live on it. It's completely the opposite to the poor way, and you don't have to put in the same amount that I do. Usually just pick an amount that you're comfortable with saving each month and don't change it. I try to put around 50% of my paycheck into my savings. For most people, it's probably better to start at 10%. That goes directly into my savings like any other bill. You then have to be a bit more disciplined with what you're going to spend your money on that month. Maybe you don't need a new set of gym shorts or an extra beer. Live with it. The second bad habit is staying out of debt, particularly bad debt. Credit cards, loans, buy now, pay later, these should not be in your vocabulary until you can spend like an adult. We as consumers are way too comfortable with buying birthday presents, clothes, and even food at 23% interest rates. What the f*** are we doing? Credit cards are a useful tool in personal finance, but only if you can already afford the things that you want to buy. The third worst habit that I see is people not having an emergency fund. This isn't as obvious as credit cards, and some people even choose to use credit cards as an emergency fund, which is very debatable. But I know you've probably come to YouTube and probably this channel because you're interested in investments like stocks and shares. It's very exciting to buy your first ETF or buy your first stock without shoring up your personal finances first. The more money you have available to you in a pinch, say if your car breaks down or your house collapses, the less likely you're going to sell your investments. The investments are supposed to sit there for a very long time. Not 5 years, maybe not 10 years. I'm looking at more like 30 years. And over time, those investments can go up and down whenever they want. And it's very likely that your house is going to collapse when the stock market is down. The whole point is to not become a forced seller. Because if you're forced to sell those stocks at a low, there's just no point in doing it. Get that emergency fund built first. Some people say it's like 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. It is very boring, it is very hard, but it'll give you a lot of balls to take some more chances later. One of the most simple bad habits that I see is simply not understanding your incomings and outgoings. It's something so simple to do, and you probably do it every day at work, but never translate it into your personal life. Until you know your base starting point, how the hell are you ever going to save and invest? So many of us become a victim of lifestyle inflation where our pay packets go up over our lifetime, but also our expenses go up unnecessarily. This is things like buying an unnecessarily big car or buying a bigger house when you don't really need to. You need to figure out if these things that you're going to buy in life will actually add value to your life. By being a bit more mindful of our incomings and our outgoings, we can be a bit more mindful of this decision. We can monitor this for that lifestyle creep, but we can also find some things which we could cut out and maybe give us a little bit more time for the future. I have a little spreadsheet in the description below. It's completely free, just nick it. And please just fill it out honestly and see how much you're wasting on your life. Figure out if that thing that you're spending money on each month is actually bringing you value. Which brings me conveniently onto the 5th bad money habit, trying to keep up with everybody else. It is depressing seeing people at work buy these bigger cars and bigger houses when I know that they can't afford them. These people have the same wage as me, but they're buying Land Rover Defenders and 4-bed houses on the outsides of town. I know how much they earn, and I know they don't need that stuff. which means they must be missing something in their finances. It means their purchases are either completely financed by high debt, or they're not saving for their future. There's no other answer. But I have noticed how much pressure it puts on other people at work to get the same things. All of a sudden, I would find that someone else has a new car and a new house, and they were just competing with everybody else. It was like watching lifestyle inflation in a group way. This is pretty dumb. I know some people out there will be saying, oh, you should buy things because they make you feel good, or if you feel you need it, blah, 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 blah. No, it's dumb. Unfortunately, sometimes we have to live up to the reality that you can't afford the same things as your friends. They may be smarter than you. They may be luckier than you. You've just got to say, sorry guys, I can't come out this weekend. I'm saving for my future, or something like that. In my experience, someone who's showing off the fancy clothes and the fancy cars is usually somebody who hasn't got it right under the hood. Life is a balance though, and you should treat yourself sometimes. I definitely do. But I don't let it jeopardize my future. The sixth and final bad habit that I see people doing is not investing early. I'm very guilty of this. I hate myself for it. And I hate that I didn't have access to investments in my younger years. When I was young, I didn't know we had access to these things. It just wasn't a thing in my area. If your family wasn't exposed to investments and property and things like that, it just wasn't for you. There is no excuse for that now. There are free investment apps out there right now like Trading 212 where you can get started, buy your first index fund for a couple of quid and you'll be on your way. Compound interest calculators show that you only need to make small monthly deposits and a 20-year-old can be a multi-millionaire by the time they retire. Just keep on increasing that rate over the years and that'll bring that millionaire day even closer. And that's it. That's all it takes. I could add a few other things like increase your income or become more tax savvy, but those things come pretty naturally when you learn these basics. Empowering yourself with this skill will make you look for little tax efficiencies or make you want to increase your income somewhere else. It's just natural. Saving is a basic skill that when learned is transferable to all walks of life. Just sprinkle in a little bit of patience and you'll be well on your way. In the description below, there is that financial tool that you can take a look at. And if you want to get into investing, there's a link in the description as well to sign you up to Trading 212, where I think you get a free share. Just remember that investing involves risk.